Hi guys, so today we're going to be discussing lesson 5.2 solving polynomial equations algebraically. Grade 10 Algebra 2 Volume 1. Now there are some rules that we have to cover before we start solving some questions regarding this lesson, which include two formulas that are basically what you need to know in order to solve any question in this lesson, including a cubed plus b cubed, a cubed minus b cubed. These are two new formulas that you need to be familiar with. Now, a cubed plus b cubed. A cubed plus b cubed can be rewritten as a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. However, when you have a cubed minus b cubed, you have to write it as a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. This is really the only difference between them. Here we have a minus, and here plus. That is basically the only difference that we have between these two formulas. Now, there are some other factoring techniques that you need to. For example, you have to be familiar with a factoring method called finding the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor. The greatest common factor. For example, let's say we have 4a cubed plus 4a plus 2. Okay? Let's say we have this. What is the greatest common factor here? So this term, we know we have 2 times 2 times a times a times a. Here we have 2 times 2 times a, and here we have 2. These are the factors for each of the terms we have here. Now, the greatest common factor is what is the common factors between these terms that is the highest. Here, the only term that we have that is common with all these terms is 2 in this case. Okay, so how can we rewrite this? We will rewrite it as 2 times 2, because look here, what is left is 2. A 1, 2, 3 cubed plus 2a, then plus 1. You cannot just write nothing here, because look, if you multiply, if you use the distributive property to multiply this, it will be 4a cubed plus 4a. How come? That's not the equation that we started off with here. It's not the same. So what we have to do instead is use 1. Okay. Another factoring technique that you have to be familiar with. Is you have to be familiar with special products. What do I mean by special products? Special products. We have 3 types. We have a plus b squared, a minus b squared, and a squared minus b squared. Now, the expansion of these 3 is for for a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Here, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And here it is a plus b and a minus b. Okay? These are the special products that you have to be familiar with. Now, you have to also be familiar with grouping, which is a very simple technique. Let us do an example for grouping so that you can understand how you can do it easily. So question number 7 on page 267 in your book says gx squared minus 3hx squared minus 6fy squared minus gy squared plus 6fx squared plus 3hy squared. So now we have to group these terms. How will we do that? First of all, we look at which ones have similar common factors between them. Which terms have common factors between them? In this case, we will look at x squared and y squared. We will focus on these two variables. Why? Why so? Because here we have g x squared negative 3hx squared and 6fx squared that have the variable x squared common between them. And the other group is negative 6fy squared, negative gy squared, and 3hy squared. Now, we will group these together. So, we will write. And just make sure that you write them in order, like similar order. For example, here you start with the term that has f. Here as well, you start with the term that has f. Here, then the second term will be the one that has h. You will do the same. You will understand later why we do that. So here, I will start off by writing negative 6fy squared. Let us write it in blue. So negative 6fy squared, then 3hy squared, and finally gy squared. This is the first group, okay? Plus, now we will use the term that has f in it, just like this has f. The first term should have f, just like the second one has h, the second one should have h, just like the third one has g, the third one should have g. So it will be 6fx squared minus 3hx squared plus gx squared. Okay, now we have our two groups. Now we should use the technique that I've talked about before, finding the greatest common factor in each of these two groups to be able to factor this polynomial. So what we will do for the first one, what is the greatest common factor between them? It is y squared. Okay, so I write y squared out, then negative 6f plus 3h minus g. Then we move on to the second one. And also make sure that the signs after you factor will be the same. So we will write here the greatest common factor is x squared, so minus x squared. Why did I put minus? Because here, as you can see, the signs in this polynomial are opposite to this polynomial. So if we put x outside and then we continue writing negative 6f plus 3h minus g, here now these two are the exact same. which is required. Okay. Then we will group this with this and cancel out one of these. So how will it be written as? Y squared minus x squared times negative 6f plus 3h plus g. Now, here they are saying in the question, factor completely. And here, do you recognize any special product? Yes, y squared minus x squared, which follows the rule that we have written here. A squared minus b squared, which is a plus b times a minus b. So we have to also expand this binomial, which will be rewritten as y minus x times y plus x times negative 6f plus 3h plus g. So this is how you use the grouping technique in order to factor polynomials. And this is also how you use special products as well as greatest common factor. This example includes all the three factoring techniques that we talked about over here. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you understood something about this lesson, and I'm going to be making another video about this lesson because this video was going to be too long. So if you have any questions, either you can email me at educology.help at gmail.com, or just comment your question down below. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you.